file, yes. And we must have been quite a sight standing there in our rags, blood coming off us. And as we marched, we used the rags on our bodies to wipe off the blood and what remained of the burnt cork makeup.
And some white men's rained curses upon us.
Yes, some saw us and spat on us. Can you imagine? Walked up to our faces and spat upon us. And the law said to us,
"You got yourselves the Negro William Brown to thank for this."
Say that again.
You got yourselves the Negro William Brown to thank for this.
In all my born days, I ain't never heard a man referred to as the Negro so-and-so. But I ain't never heard William Brown referred to without the Negro attached to the front of his name. And now his name just don't sound right on this lonesome.
And that ain't the first time we heard that name.
No, it wasn't. We knew this man, the Negro William Brown. As I promised did every Negro man, woman, and child in this fair city. We knew every detail of this man's story. The Negro William Brown was supposedly molested a little white girl by the name of Agnes Lobeck, what was 19 years old and a laundry worker. We knew the details like we was the man's own king. And nobody in Omaha wanted to say to us,
"You sure do put on a fine act."
No, sir. And they didn't say,
"Oh, it laid so hard and on my born days."
No, sir. And they didn't say,
"Ain't nobody can sing our song like you boys."
No, sir. What they did say was,
"They're gonna lynch that William Brown."
oh, these was words we did not want to hear. And then they say,
"Won't be the first time the colored man got himself hanged in Omaha."
you surprised? You surprised Negro folks talk about that? That's a lynching that would have occurred 30 years ago in
1891.
1891, yes. And we talk about it like it was yesterday. Not a Negro entertainer, cattle driver, or train porter don't come through Omaha and hear that in 1891 a black man was hanged from a trolley car wire until he was dead.
We hear every detail.
Yes, every terrible moment from 30 years ago. Now, some of y'all look surprised like it's the first time you heard the story. Or perhaps you're surprised because it sounds familiar. Because just now, this year, this week, the population of this fine city, Omaha, rose up and repeated this terrible story with almost every detail.
Intact.
Intact, yes. So as we was being marched through the streets with folks staring and cussing and spitting at us, we had the story of that lynching in our heads. And we was filled with a cold terror because we knew what waited for us at the Douglas County Courthouse. Yes, yes, we knew.
The Negro William Brown.
Yes. The Negro William Brown, the most hated man in Omaha. The Negro William Brown, the man of the hour. The man they said would be hanged. We should pause now.
We should?
Yes, we said we wasn't going to talk nothing about the lynching.
They showed up.
And we started talking about the lynching.
Oh, sure enough we did.
What was we talking about before we got into all that?
The act, the show, the minstrel show,
Our fine collections of dramatic and comedic performances with music, what is toured all throughout the South, and I'm proud to add, it's breaking new ground in the North.
The size of Oak Lake.
Yes, folks do like our act.
Showed up.
They like our songs.
Yes, they do.
Why don't we demonstrate what we
You
mean?
think no?
Yes, we don't seem to be going nowhere.
Sure.
Neither do they.
No, they don't. You know, if it wasn't for the clicking of that sonography machine, I swear there was no one out there at all.
So what's one song, more or less?
A minute of their time.
A minute of our time.
Hey, we can afford it. Yeah! Last year was no good crop year, and everybody knowed it. People raised a bushel according, some black rascal stole it. I'm going
Blackbird pulling the turning plow, sparrow pulling the harrow. I'm gonna pull it today, big boy, you're gonna pull it tomorrow. I'm going home, son, I'm going home. I'm going home, son, I'm going home.
Lost my gal the other day, where'd you reckon I found her?
Way down in the old cornfield, the T-boys around her.
I'm going home, big boy, I'm going home. I'm going home, son, I'm going home. Girl, give me my shotgun, rifle ain't got no trigger.
We're going down to a party tonight, might meet another nigger.
I'm going home, big boy, I'm going home.
Good, good. I'm going home, son. I'm going home. I'm going home, big boy.
I'm going home.
You ever hear a song like that? Kind of puzzling, ain't it? Why the words just don't seem to make no sense at all. It ain't a song we sings all the time. But believe me, if we got the right audience and we start singing that song, they commence to laughing and gasping for breath, begging us to stop. Now why do you think that is? It's a special song. It's got a special name.
Yahoo song.
Yahoo, yes. Now ain't that a peculiar name? I don't mean to offend you, gentlemen. So allow me to preface my comments by saying that Yahoo is a disparaging word used by colored folks in Mississippi
And elsewhere.
to describe white folks. And this song is sung as if it's a white man singing it. And this white man has had his profits and woman stole from him by some black rascal. And he intends to take his shotgun and shoot that Negro down. Now, ain't that a peculiar subject for a song?
It sure is.
I guarantee you will not hear this in some minstrel show that's made up of white men in blackface singing their renditions of Negro songs to a white audience.
No, sir.
Indeed, no, sir. You will not find them on stage, knees bent, eyes bulging, arms thrown out to the audience, singing it to them. They've been in the right place to learn a song like that.
Oh, no.
Now, where do you think we had to go to learn such a peculiar song?
We're learning on the Parchman Farm.
Yes, Parchman Farm. What is 46 square miles of Mississippi land in the Yazoo Delta and part of the Mississippi State Penitentiary System. It's a cotton plantation where cotton is grown, sold, and reaped by Negro prisoners, what work as we say from
I can't see.
in the morning till
I can't see.
at night. Now, it don't take no imagination to figure out that we wasn't exactly tourists on the Parchman. We done us some hard time. Me, I got me 3 long years of picking cotton for my crime. And what do you suppose I done?
3 years? Why, you must have been a house burglar.
No, I ain't never burgled no house.
I ain't never burgled no house that looked like it. Then you must have been putting women out to work on the street.
No, I ain't never pimped. And I ain't never worked no horse.
Never pimped, never worked no horse. Then I'm mad. You must have cut up a man in a razor fight.
No! I've always kept to myself, and I never raised my hand to another man.
Then what was the thing that you done to get yourself a 3-year sentence on the Parchman Farm?
I was a trespasser.
Ooh, a trespasser. Well, that's a crime in the state of Mississippi.
Yes, I know. I foolishly tried to find the quickest way from here to there by crossing the big tobacco field.
3 years for walking on the white man's land? Well, you lucky you ain't dead.
Yes, I know. And how much time you get you working on the Parchman?
12 months.
12 months?
Showing up, I ain't no hardened criminal like you. I never done no trespass.
Well, what you do to get yourself a year?
Oh,
I did not surrender the sidewalk to a white man who wished to pass me. And I used abusive language while arresting officers.
You used abusive language?
Woo! It was terrible. A lady, fainted to hear. Oh my God.
Well, hell, son, you lucky you only got yourself a year. We know the men got longer for less. We know the men that cut their toes off so as not to have to work no more. We know the men that dropped dead where they stood, their hearts stopped from exhaustion. We know the men that went mad and took off running across the field and got shot in the back. Parchman stinks of two things, cotton and death. We got our fill of both of them. We walked off Parchman together as free men. We did the time for our crime. And we said, one more day in Mississippi, it's going to be one day too many.
Sure enough.
So after having our fill of prison and death, we comes to Omaha. And finds ourselves again in prison. And who do you think we get put in the cell with? Yes, you guessed it.
The man of the hour.
The Negro William Brown. We spent the night with him in the cell, listening to him holler out and shout the pain. You see, despite the testimony of Miss Agnes Loban that she was assaulted by this man, the Negro William Brown was, what would you say?
All crippled up.
All crippled up, yes. So weak, a hard gust of wind would send him sprawling to his knees. It seems he suffered from some sort of debilitating condition, what was called,
Rheumatism.
Yes, rheumatism, yes. Causing him to shout out in such a manner that it deprived every single one of the 121 prisoners in this Douglas County courthouse of a night's sleep. He was weeping and moaning in such a manner.
Oh, the pain is something awful. I can't stand this awful pain.
And on like that without a moment of quiet. So that by the time it was around 5 o'clock in the morning, we was, what would you say?
We was about ready to kill the man to save.
I was going to say we was convinced of the man's innocence.
That too.
The Negro William Brown could hardly move, his joints were swelled up so. If ever this man was an assaulter, his assaulting days was over, replaced by nights of near excruciating agony. And since with his yelling we couldn't sleep now, we got to try to speak with him. There he was, the man of the hour. And we reckon it was better to have him speaking than weeping. But it turns out the man wasn't exactly
talkative.
No, sir. Once we got him off the topic of the pain in his joints and onto the topic of the supposed assault, he started shaking and coughing and moaning in terror, making, if you can believe it, more noise than he had before, saying,
"What do you want to kill me for?"
And
I ain't done nothing. I ain't done what they say.
And
can't they see I scribble? Ah!
The Negro William Brown continued wailing his innocence loudly and violently, just what I already believed him. So that by the time the next morning come, all we can tell you about William Brown is that man had a pair of lungs on him.
Wasn't nothing trick about his lungs.
No, them lungs work just fine. And that's all we can tell you about William Brown. Because he ain't never gonna make no noise no more.
No, sir.
We telling it.
What's that?
We telling it.
Oh, shit.
I'm thinking maybe we should.
Yeah, what protection we got?
None except the truth.
Yeah, sure, truth.
We know the truth.
Yeah, we know it.
We witnessed it.
Yeah, we did that.
And we can tell the truth.
Straight from our memories into our mouths?
Yeah. So where do we start with the story?
Oh, let's see.
We in jail.
Yes.
In the cell.
Oh, yes. With William Brown.
Yes. And we can't get nothing out of William Brown but for his cries of pain. So soon, we turned away from him and to the other prisoners.
No, we did that.
And why? The other prisoners, hardened criminals, all of them, always provide us with exceptional material for our act.
All right.
Our minstrel act.
That they do.
In the form of something we call toast. Now, I'm getting some puzzled responses as if some of y'all don't know what a toast is.
Now, toast is a bragging thing. It's a boastful story.
The prisoners get to bragging or boasting and telling stories in a rhyming fashion, what's very amusing. And we get to talking to them and get them on the topic of toast. And we like to get them to remember what they can, and we incorporate that into our act.
Shall I demonstrate?
Demonstrate, yes. I don't think no one can fully understand a toast without hearing one.
Show.
Why don't you give them a sampling of a very old story we know what's told in many versions?
I will do that.
A toast, what is called the signifying monkey.
Here I go. The lion and
Now
the
this
monkey.
rhyme may have come all the way back from Africa.
Now you'll hear that in the story. The lion
And we
and
admit men who heard it a half a century ago and known it to be old longer than that. So go ahead, demonstrate.
Now,
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about?
Sure, let's say
I
it.
will.
Tell it.
The lion and the monkey.
Teach it.
The lion and the monkey knocked on the sultan's door. The lion, he feared the sultan, but the monkey feared him more. The sultan, he was a cruel man, and he demanded that they fight. The lion, he had sharp claws, but the monkey, he could bite. Woo, 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 woo. Ah, ah, ah. The sultan laughed to see such fun. His lion pounced, and the monkey, he did run. I ain't never seen such a sight, the sultan testified. And then the monkey stopped, and he began to signify. Oh, Mr. Lion, the monkey did say, the sultan talked to your family in such an evil way. The things he said, it made my hair turn gray. And the sultan saw the two in the cage, whispering secrets in smoking gauge. And the sultan flew into a terrible rage, and he seized his keys and he opened the cage. I ain't never seen such a sight. Why is you whispering when I said you should fight? And the lion he did claw, and the monkey he did fight. And the sultan, he did die that night. The lion said, oh me, oh my, watch out for that monkey when he do signify.
Yes, prisoners can go on like that for hours telling stories about what they've done.
Or making up wild stories.
Or inventing tales of what they want you to think they've done. Now here we were in the Douglas County Courthouse, listening to some toasts we'd never heard before. So as I asked the guard to give me a pencil and a piece of paper so as I could write this down. The guard gives me the writing utensils I requested and watches us with interest for about 20 minutes or thereabouts.